A regular viewer of MCrider sent me a news article a few months ago that has really created a shift in the way I think about MCrider and the direction of this channel. You know, I call it a shift, but in truth, it's been the underlying message that has always been at the core of what I've tried to do here at MCrider when I started it 9 years ago. And today I want to share something with you that's new. At the end of this video, I'll be announcing a new venture that I'm launching, something that builds on what I've been doing here at MCrider, but also takes things in an important new direction. So what was this news article that was sent to me a few weeks ago? Well, it was an article describing a motorcycle fatality crash involving a rider and a school bus in Fort Worth, Texas. The viewer sent me the article because he knew it must have happened not too far from where I lived and wondered if I had heard about it and what my thoughts were on the crash. So as I read the article, I did some additional research and found out that there was actually security cam footage of the crash and that local TV news stations were covering the crash. So in this video, I'll break down the core principles behind MCrider training and show you how misunderstanding these values may have played a role in the crash. I'll also share some clips from the news coverage of the incident. Then at the end of this video, I hope you'll stick with me. I'll explain why this story matters so deeply. I'll introduce you to a new venture that I'm launching today and let you know how you can get involved in that if you would like to. First, let's take a look at the security cam footage of the moment of the motorcycle crash.
Surveillance video shows the crash between a school bus and a motorcycle that killed the motorcycle rider. It appears the bus turned in front of the motorcyclist. It happened yesterday morning along Beach Street in Fort Worth. Surveillance footage shows the bus making that left turn. Then it shows the motorcycle driven by Travis Waters crashing into the bus.
And one of the core values of MCrider is road skills. Road skills is simply practicing core motorcycle techniques on a parking lot so that you have those skills when you need them out on the road. Those skills have been taught in countless MCrider videos. I've got forums that discuss this further and help people refine their skills. And I've got a book called the MCrider Field Guide. So you can get it on Amazon or you can order it directly from me. That has all of the training exercises you need to practice on any open parking lot so that you can have those skills when you need them out on the road. You know, there are 3 skills in the field guide that could have prevented this crash. Those are emergency braking, swerving, and brake and escape. You know, it's always hard when looking at footage like this to determine the exact cause of the crash. So my conclusions are not definitive, but I do have some fairly firm thoughts on this crash and what happened just from watching the footage of it. It appears that the rider who crashed in the video locked up the rear brake and they may not have ever used the front brake at all. You can see what appears to be smoke coming from the rear tire, and you can see the motorcycle gets out of alignment before the crash, meaning the rear end was sliding around because he locked that rear brake up. It also doesn't appear that there was a significant compression of the front forks as you would expect from a rider using threshold braking and applying those front brakes to get the motorcycle to a stop. It appears that when the riders saw the imminence of the crash, they did what occurred naturally to them in trying to get the motorcycle to a stop. The problem is that our natural reactions or our poor riding habits get us in trouble when we fail to replace them with proper technique in training. So I don't know if emergency braking, swerving, or a brake and escape would have avoided this crash, but I do know that proper emergency braking would have at a minimum reduced his speed and in turn reduced the impact of the collision and hopefully provided a better outcome from this crash altogether. The second core of MCrider is road strategy. I also got numerous videos on this subject and an entire book on road strategy. Again, Amazon, order directly from me. You can get the books on road strategy that are dedicated to this topic. So when applied correctly, good road strategy greatly reduces the chances of an incident and helps ensure we rarely have to rely on our road skills in life-saving situations. So here's some things that are part of road strategy that may have helped this rider. First, he was wearing no helmet.
Waters died on scene. According to his family, he wasn't wearing a helmet.
No one gets up in the morning and plans on having a motorcycle crash. If we knew that a crash was imminent, we would wear all the protective gear that we had, especially wearing a helmet. You know, it's a simple fact that wearing a helmet saves lives. No one knows if the helmet would have actually saved this rider's life, but we do know the result of not wearing one, and that greatly impacted the risk on this rider's life that morning when he chose to ride without a helmet. It was alluded to in the video, and you can see from some of the footage that the rider had the rising sun directly behind him. You know, this could have caused severe blind spot for the driver of the bus, and a rider who's applying good road strategy is always aware of the road conditions and their potential impact on their safety and their visibility to other riders on the road. So was this rider aware of the blind spot he was riding in? Did that awareness change the way he approached intersections or the potential of left-turning vehicles? Only the rider can answer that question, but we can all learn from this and hopefully allow the lesson from this video to impact the way we ride. You know, no one can come to a definitive conclusion from the video of this crash on what the rider did or failed to do, or how road strategy or road skills or lack thereof had an impact on this particular crash. But we can see clear lessons that we can take from it. You know, as I went down the rabbit hole of studying this crash a few months ago, I couldn't help but wonder if the rider had ever stumbled upon an MCrider video. Yeah, I wondered if he had ever seen a video on emergency braking or proper road strategy, and if he had seen, what the outcome of that crash may have been had he been able to put into practice some of the road strategy or road skills that are seen weekly on MCrider. One of the greatest joys I've had in running MCrider is hearing from many of you about the impact that MCrider has had on their riding. Over the years, I've heard from many of you that MCrider saved them or others from a crash. So here's a few of the comments of what I'm talking about that have come in over the years on various videos here on MCrider. Here's a writer, Jeffrey Mitchell, who says, among other things, "Sir, this video saved me during my most recent collision with a deer. Thank you for talking about this." Here's a writer, Jeff, who says, "Sully Sullenberger is a true hero, but Kevin, you probably saved a lot more lives than he did, probably even mine." Here's a writer who says, "You've probably saved some lives and sent some moms, dads, sons, and daughters home with this video. We can only hope so." And here's a writer who says, "Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do. I believe your tips saved me from being rear-ended several moments ago. All your tips have made me a better rider, and I appreciate you and all you do." So over the years, I've received comments like this and many others from riders who have said MCrider has had an impact on their safety and potentially the safety of others. But as I was reflecting on comments like these and thinking more in particular about this rider who was involved in this crash, something even more important than road strategy or road skills came to mind, and the impact of this thought has been echoing in my mind since that day. You know, this was something of ultimate importance, and I'd like to share that with you on a new channel called The Study that I'm starting today, and I'll discuss topics of ultimate importance on The Study. So I'll have links to that new YouTube channel in the comments below. You can find them in the description of this video, or if you go to mcrider.com/thestudy, I'll forward you directly to that new channel, and you can watch the continuation of this video and why I believe this video is of ultimate importance for every one of us. So if you go over there, I do have one favor to ask. When you get to The Study, that new YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to a channel helps YouTube understand the value of the content and in turn sends that content to more people. So I'm hoping that by the end of the first 24 hours or so that The Study can have over 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers in just the first few weeks of a new YouTube channel will have a huge impact on the success of that channel and its reach and success to other people on YouTube. So till next week, here on MCrider, I'll see you on the road, but hopefully I'll see you in a few minutes on that new channel called The Study by following one of the links in the description or going to mcrider.com/thestudy. and I'll tell you why this particular video had such an impact on me.